guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a voiceover because something went wrong with my audio and my whole video was muted. So we're just going to get right into it. I'm doing my my standard foundation routine with my powder, my translucent powder, and my foundation, and I'm just going over my whole face with that. Then I'm going to go in with the star of today's show, which is the Charlotte Tilbury Radiant Concealer. So here I am showing you, giving you a close-up. It's actually upside down. But anywho, I'm going to be using that in the video as well as this triangular powder puff. And please know that everything will be linked down in the description box. So if you want links to it and you want to purchase it for yourself. But here's the concealer out of the packaging. It was really beautifully packaged, and so I do appreciate that. I'm just going in right now and I'm making sure everything is blended on my face before adding the concealer. So first things first, I noticed that when I was putting on the concealer, it felt really comfortable on the skin. It was almost like a moussey texture, but it was really comfortable. So I was really impressed with that. And I'm just, looking at the concealer. I'm doing how I would usually do my concealer, and that's letting it set for a while, letting it dry down for a bit. And while I'm letting the concealer dry down, I'm just going in and I'm shaping my eyebrows. But I did pick up this concealer in my highlighting shade, so I just really noticed that it had some really great properties. And I will, like I said, I will link the concealer down below, but it's a couple of its claims are that it has clinically proven results. It conceals, corrects, brightens, and lifts the look of the skin. It has a medium buildable coverage and a 16-hour wear. So it does have hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, collagen, and niacinamide. So I was really impressed that it had all of those great ingredients that we really love to have and really love to see in our skincare. But now I'm just going in. I'm going to go in and I'm going to do my contour as I typically would, all the while still letting this concealer dry down. The Charlotte Tilbury concealer says that it's by 40% saw a reduction in dark circles as far as after 28 days. 43% said their skin looked smoother and more radiant. It says it boosts hydration by 173% in the first hour. Again, it has that hyaluronic acid, golden vitamin C, the collagen, and niacinamide. So right now I'm blending out the concealer, and I want to make a note that I used a dry sponge when blending this out, and even using a dry sponge, it blended out beautifully. As you can see, it's really radiant, and I was so impressed. I was looking and I was like, okay, I really like this, and it's giving that really highlighted, glowy, lit within look. So I'm showing you, this is me blending out the concealer in real time. You see, it's not a struggle. It's not tugging on the skin. It doesn't appear to be, cracking up. It's really blending out nicely. So I really appreciated that about the concealer. Then I'm going in and I'm blending under my eyes. And I was really like, oh, I really like this concealer. I wish you guys could have heard the audio, because my first impressions, I was really pleased with this. So again, just keep on blending out that concealer. And then because the packaging did say that it had a medium to buildable coverage, I typically go for a more full coverage concealer. If you've been watching any of my videos, you know that I typically use the Tarte Shape Tape. So I'm used to more coverage. So I did go in and I went in with a second layer of concealer, and I wanted to determine whether or not like putting another layer of the concealer over what I had already blended out, how would that do? Would I have any issues? Would it feel, you know, cakey on the skin? And I'm happy to report that I didn't experience any of that. It really still felt really comfortable to wear. Like I said, it was a nice moussey texture, so I was really pleased with that. So here I am, I'm just, you know, building up that concealer, and I'm really focusing in on the places where I want more coverage. So it's been all my life. I've had deeper, you know, more hollowness under my eyes even since I was very young. So I typically, you know, use a more full coverage concealer to achieve the kind of flawless under eye look. Then I went in with the Charlotte Tilbury Micro Smooth Setting Powder, and that was in the shade 3. I used that to just go in and highlight under the eye, but I was showing you that I had the shade 3 and the shade 4. So the one where I've hit pan is the shade 3, and then the other one is shade 4. But I did end up using shade 3 in this video. Now I'm just going back in with that same dry sponge, and I'm blending it out. And I was really pleased that I had no issue. It didn't feel like it was moving the product that I had already blended out beneath. It was layering beautifully on top of the other concealer, so I didn't have an issue with that. And I was really impressed just with the color and the how it looked. It gave you that like dewy, bright look, and I was really pleased about that, and just how it blended out. Like I said, I didn't have any problem with it seeming like it was, you know, patchy or anything like that. And again, this is with a dry sponge, so I hadn't wet my sponge at all. It's not a beauty blender, but it's like shaped, it has the cone so that it fits nicely underneath the eye. But I was really impressed because sometimes you can't blend out concealers when you don't wet them first, when you don't wet the sponge first. And then I went in with my Laura Mercier translucent powder. Again, that's the 25th anniversary edition one that I have, and I really like that powder. So I was like, yeah, I was so happy that they came in a bigger packaging. But this is in the shade Honey. Then I was using this triangular powder puff. Oh my goodness, I can't rave enough about this powder puff. So it was really soft to the touch, and I was really pleased with that. I'm like, okay, you know, I've seen it on like TikTok, and I was like, I want to try it out. So what I do is I take some of the powder, then I dab some off on my hand, and then I set under my eye. So one thing you want to do when you're setting under your eyes is you want to look up, because you don't want to set, you know, creases in your makeup. So that's why, if you always wonder why people say look up, and I had poked myself in the eye. So I poked myself in the eye when I did that. But I was really pleased with how, you know, it really just went in and set my under eye quickly. So yeah, but what I was saying was you want to look up so you don't set any creases. And yeah, still trying to, you know, manage with me poking myself in the eye. And I wanted to see how it differed from setting with the powder puff versus setting with a like a sponge or a beauty blender. So that's what I was leaning into the mirror, and I was setting the other side with the sponge and trying to see, you know, which side I like better. I really like both of them. I just think it's, you know, a matter of preference. I think the triangular sponge is really great because I was able to, you know, go in immediately and kind of get the coverage that I wanted. But what I would have to do in, you know, a couple taps and dabs with the beauty blender, I could achieve in one tap with the sponge. So that was pretty neat. I'm going to use the triangular I don't know what, triangular powder puff to set the rest of my face. you know, obviously except for the other side that I use the beauty blender with. And then I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury micro smooth powder to just kind of brighten up and set the rest of you know, those under areas, those highlighted areas. Then I'm going in with my bronzer. Again, I'm just going to bronze around my eyes and, you know, kind of bronze around my cheeks. And now I'm just using a regular brown eyeshadow as a liner for this look. I decided not to go in with a liquid liner because sometimes liquid liner can be a lot to remove. So I wanted something that was quick and easy to take off at the end of the night. And I achieved that, you know, really sculpted liner with just using a eyeshadow and it's actually an eyebrow brush, but I like the way it was I like the way that the brush was shaped. So I was able to use that and go in and create that nice wing to create my liner. Then I'm going in with my fan because I had a little bit of fallout on my concealer and I didn't want to risk, you know, swiping it. So I just took the fan to remove that. So I had a little bit of fallout from the eyeshadow. Then I'm just going to go in and do the other side and create that wing again using the brown shadow. So, you know, if you're like, oh, I want to try different color liners and I may not have that liner, use what you have. Use what you have, and eyeshadow is definitely one of those things that can be multi-purpose products. And then I'm going in and I'm adding my lashes, and I'm going to add a bit of brow gel to my brows to set them. But what I was saying is use what you have. Eyeshadow is one of those products that's multi-purpose. You can use it for eyeshadow, you can use it for blush. I've seen people use it for lipstick. So, you know, use what you have, get creative, and that's one of the things that I really enjoy about makeup. Now I'm just going in and setting the rest of my face with my face powder, and that is the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder. And again, I didn't do anything else to underneath my eyes after I set it with the Charlotte Tilbury powder. Hi guys, so I'm back with the finished look. So I purposely did not use any type of setting spray because I really wanted you guys to see how the concealer is setting on my skin. As you can see, it still looks really glowy. I'm really enjoying it. It looks like it's lit within. I did purchase the shade Deep. It's 13 Deep if you're wondering, or if you want to go and pick this up. And I'm loving how it gives that lit within look without looking greasy. So I did purchase this to be in like an interface highlight concealer, but they do have a good amount of shades if you need it as a regular concealer as well. But if you are an oily girl, you know the struggle of trying to achieve the dewy look, like that glowy look without looking greasy. And I think this concealer does that beautifully. I feel like I look radiant, I look, you know, just nice and dewy and glowy, but it doesn't look greasy. So I'm really impressed. One thing I did use was the Mercier powder to set under my eyes. I did use my triangle powder puff. I will link everything down below as far as the concealer and the powder puff. This is a game changer, and this will be going into my makeup routine moving forward because I was able to just set the skin what I did in one, you know, boop, boop, boop. I would have to do multiple times with a regular sponge. So and it's really soft on the skin. So I really like this. I used, like I said, the Mercier translucent powder in the shade Honey. And then I went in and I used their Charlotte Tilbury's Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. So that's a mouthful, but I did use this powder to set over top, you know, because if you use products in the same line, they're going to work better together. So I did use that to kind of brighten up, but I'm really loving the concealer. Like I said, it gives you that dewy look without looking oily. And you know, like, that can be a struggle. You want to look like, oh, I want to look sun-kissed, I want to look glowy, but I don't want to look oily. And this is good. You know, this achieves that end result beautifully. So if you haven't already, please take some time to like this video and comment down below. I would love to chat with you. Also, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you join the family. I am looking forward to just, you know, like really growing on this channel and sharing with you guys more and more of my things that I love and I enjoy, such as makeup and lifestyle things. So yeah, and shout out to my new subscribers. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the family. Thanks for subscribing. I do appreciate it. Yeah, so my videos typically go live on Tuesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. Eastern time. So set your notification bell so you can be notified each and every time I upload a video, and set it to all notifications. So you can tune in and click in like, oh, this is what she has going on for this week. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Mwah.